Good morning, friends. I can't believe it, but we're actually reading for 2 days in a row. So I don't think that's ever happened the entire time that I've been reading for the last 106 days. So yay for us. I'm actually going to be going away later this week, so I'm trying to get a head start on it so that we can be as far as possible and not have to do as many chapters as we did yesterday. So we are bouncing around in Psalms today because we're reading the Bible in chronological order, so as it happened, which means that we have weird random chapters to read. So I will tell you which ones they are as I go, but it's not going to be very easy for you to read along with me unless you feel like jumping around with me. So we're in Psalms, and we're going to be doing Psalm 56, which is this one. O God, have mercy on me. The enemy troops press in on me. My foes attack me all day long. My slanderers hound me constantly, and many are boldly attacking me. But when I am afraid, I put my trust in you, O God. I praise your word. I trust in God, so why should I be afraid? What can mere mortals do to me? They're always twisting what I say. They spend their days plotting ways to harm me. They come together to spy on me, watching my every step, eager to kill me. Don't let them get away with their wickedness. In your anger, O God, throw them to the ground. You keep track of all my sorrows. You've collected all my tears in your bottle and recorded each one in your book. On the very day that I call to you for help, my enemies will retreat. This I know. God is on my side. O God, I praise your word. Yes, Lord, I praise your word. I trust in God, so why should I be afraid? What can mere mortals do to me? I will fulfill my vows to you, O God, and offer a sacrifice of thanks for your help. For you have rescued me from death, and you've kept my feet from slipping. So now I can walk in your presence, O God, in your life-giving light. Okay, so now we're going to jump to 120, Psalm 120. There are a lot of psalms, so it's going to be closer to the back. Okay, I took my troubles to the Lord. I cried out to him, and he answered my prayer. Rescue me, O Lord, from liars and from all deceitful people. O deceptive tongue, what will God do to you? How will he increase your punishment? You'll be pierced with sharp arrows and burned with glowing coals. How I suffer among the scoundrels of Meshech. It pains me to live with these people from Kedar. I'm tired of living here among people who hate peace. As for me, I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. That's interesting. Okay, chapter 140. O Lord, rescue me from evil people. Preserve me from those who are violent, those who plot evil in their hearts and stir up trouble all day long. Their tongues sting like a snake. The poison of a viper drips from their lips. This is another song because it says Interlude. O Lord, keep me out of the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from those who are violent, for they are plotting against me. The proud have set a trap to catch me. They have stretched out a net, and they've placed traps all along the way. Interlude. I said to the Lord, you are my God. Listen, O Lord, for my cries for mercy. O sovereign Lord, my strong Savior, you protected me on the day of battle. Lord, do not give in to their evil desires. Do not let their evil schemes succeed, O God. Let my enemies be destroyed by the very evil they have planned for me. Let burning coals fall down on their heads, or throw them into the fire, or into deep pits from which they can't escape. Don't let liars prosper here in our land. Cause disaster to fall with great force on the violent. But I know the Lord will surely help those they persecute. He will maintain the rights of the poor. Surely the godly are praising your name, for they will live in your presence. Oh, just kidding. You have to read 140 to 142. Just kidding. Okay. O Lord, I'm calling to you. Please hurry. Listen to when I cry to you for help. Accept my prayer as incense offered to you, and my upraised hands as an evening offering. Take control of what I say, O Lord, and keep my lips sealed. I might need that every once in a while. Don't let me lust for evil things. Don't let me participate in acts of wickedness. Don't let me share in the delicacies of those who do evil. Let the godly strike me. It will be a kindness. If they reprove me, it is soothing medicine. Don't let me refuse it. But I'm in constant prayer against the wicked and their deeds. When their leaders are thrown down from a cliff, they will listen to my words and find them pleasing. Even after a farmer breaks up the soil and brings up rocks, the bones of the wicked will be scattered without a decent burial. I look to you for help, O sovereign Lord. You're my refuge. Don't let them kill me. Keep me out of the traps they've set for me, out of the snares of those who do evil. Let the wicked fall into their own snares, but let me escape. I cry out to the Lord. I plead for the Lord's mercy. I pour out my complaints before him and tell him all my troubles. For I am overwhelmed, and you alone know the way I should turn. Wherever I go, my enemies have set traps for me. I look for someone to come and help me, but no one gives me a passing thought. No one will help me. No one cares a bit what happens to me. Then I pray to you, O Lord, and I say, you are my place of refuge. You are all I really want in life. Hear my cry, for I am very low. Rescue me from my persecutors, for they are too strong for me. Bring me out of prison so I can thank you, and the godly will crowd around me, and you will treat me kindly. Okay. All right, so now we're going back to 1 Samuel to read chapters 25 to 27. I had to write it down because normally I just look at it every day before I do it, and this is crazy. Okay, so back to 1 Samuel 25 to 27. Good morning. Glad to see you're here. Thank you for your service. That was really kind. Oh, thank you. Good morning. All right, so we are in chapter 25. Okay, you ready? In case you want to read with me, chapter 25 of 1 Samuel. I guess I should have clarified. Now Samuel died, and all of Israel gathered for his funeral. They buried him near his home at Ramah. Then David moved down to the wilderness of Maon. There was a wealthy man from Maon who owned property near the village of Carmel. I wish they were all as easy to say as Carmel. He had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and it was sheep shearing time. This man's name was Nabal, and his wife, Abigail, was a sensible and beautiful woman. But Nabal, a descendant of Caleb, was mean and dishonest in all his dealings. When David heard that Nabal was shearing his sheep, he sent 10 of his young men to Carmel and told them to deliver this message. Peace and prosperity to you, your family, and everything you own. I am told that you're shearing your sheep and goats. While your shepherds stayed among us near Carmel, we never harmed them, and nothing was ever stolen from them. Ask your servants, and they will tell you this is true. Would you please be kind to us, since we've come at a time of celebration, and please give us any provisions you might have on hand? David's young men gave this message to Nabal and waited for his reply. Who is this fellow David? Nabal sneered. Who does the son of Jesse think he is? There are a lot of servants these days who run away from their masters. Should I take my bread and water and the meat I've slaughtered for my shearers and give it to a band of outlaws who come from who knows where? So David's messengers returned and told him what Nabal had said. Get your swords, was David's reply as he strapped on his own. 400 men started off with David, and 200 remained behind to guard their equipment. Meanwhile, one of Nabal's servants went to Abigail and told her, David sent men from the wilderness to talk to our master, and he insulted them. But David's men were very good to us, and we never suffered any harm from them. Nothing was stolen from us, and the whole time that they were with us. In fact, day and night they were like a wall of protection for us and the sheep. You better think fast, for there's going to be trouble for our master and his whole family. He's so ill-tempered that no one can even talk to him. I like this. So Abigail lost no time. She quickly gathered 200 loaves of bread, 2 skins of wine, 5 dressed sheep, nearly a bushel of roasted grain, 100 raisin cakes, and 200 fig cakes. How did that woman have all that food already prepared? 200 loaves of bread and 100 fig cakes. She just had them laying around. That's crazy. She packed the donkeys and said to her servants, Go on ahead, I'll follow you shortly. But she did not tell her husband what she was doing. As she was riding her donkey into a mountain ravine, she saw David and his men coming towards her. David had just been saying, A lot of good it did to help this fellow. We protected his flocks in the wilderness, and nothing he owned was lost or stolen. But he's repaid me evil for good. May God deal with me severely if even one man of his household is still alive tomorrow morning. When Abigail saw David, she quickly got off her donkey and bowed low before him. She fell at his feet and said, I accept all blame in this matter, my lord. Please listen to what I have to say. I know that Nabal is wicked and ill-tempered man. Please don't pay any attention to him. He is just a fool, as his name suggests. But I never even saw the messengers you sent. Now, my lord, as surely as the Lord lives, and you yourself live, the Lord has kept you from murdering and taking vengeance into your own hands. Let all of your enemies be as cursed as Nabal is. And here is a present that I brought to you and your young men. Please forgive me if I have offended in any way. The Lord will surely reward you with a lasting dynasty for your fighting the Lord's battles, and you have not done wrong throughout your entire life. Well, not yet. And good morning. Even when you're chased by those who seek your life, you are safe in the care of the Lord your God, secure in his treasure pouch. Isn't that a nice picture? You can be secure in God's treasure pouch. But the lives of your enemies will disappear like stones shot from a sling. When the Lord has done all he promised and has made you leader of Israel, don't let this be a blemish on your record. Then you won't have to carry on your conscience the staggering burden of needless bloodshed and vengeance. And when the Lord has done these great things for you, please remember me. David replied to Abigail, "Praise the Lord, the God of Israel, who has sent you to meet me today. Thank God for your good sense. Bless you for keeping me from murdering the man and carrying out vengeance with my own hands. For I swear by the Lord, the God of Israel, who's kept me from hurting you, that if you had not hurried out to meet me, not one of Nabal's men would be alive tomorrow morning." Then David accepted her gifts and told her, "Return home in peace. We will not kill your husband." When Abigail arrived home, she found that Nabal had thrown a big party and was celebrating like a king. He was very drunk, so she didn't tell him anything about her meeting with David until the next morning. The next morning, when he was sober, she told him what had happened. As a result, he had a stroke and he lay on his bed paralyzed. About 10 days later, the Lord struck him and he died. Okay. Goodbye, Nabal. When David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, "Praise the Lord, who has paid back Nabal and kept me from doing it myself." Nabal has received the punishment for his sin, and David wasted no time in sending messengers to Abigail to ask her to become his wife. When the messengers arrived at Carmel, they told Abigail, "David has sent us to ask if you will marry him." She bowed low to the ground and responded, "Yes, I am even willing to become a slave to David's servants." Quickly getting ready, she took along 5 of her servant girls as attendants, mounted her donkey, and went with David's messengers. And so she became his wife. David also married Ahinoam from Jezreel, making both of them his wives. Saul, meanwhile, had given his daughter Michal, David's wife, to a man from Galim named Palti, son of Laish. Well, that sucks. Michal had to go marry someone else, but David married 2 more people. Interesting. Good morning. Okay, so we are on chapter 26 of 1 Samuel. Now some messengers from Ziph came back to Saul at Gibeah to tell him, "David is hiding in the hill at Hakilah, which overlooks Jeshimon." So Saul took 3,000 of his best troops and went to hunt him down in the wilderness of Ziph. I thought that Saul was done trying to kill David. Like, David spared him. Saul said, "Thanks for sparing me." Why is he trying to kill him again? David knew of Saul's arrival, and he sent out spies to watch his movements. David slipped over Saul's camp one night to look around, and Saul and his general, Abner, son of Ner, were sleeping inside a ring formed by slumbering warriors. "Will anyone volunteer to go in there with me?" David asked Abimelech the Hittite and Abishai, the son of Jeruah, Job's brother. "I'll go with you," Abishai replied. So David and Abishai went right into Saul's camp and found him asleep, with a spear stuck in the ground beside his head. Abner and the warriors were lying asleep around him. "God has surely handed your enemy over to you this time," Abishai whispered to David. "Let me thrust the spear through him, and I'll pin him to the ground. I won't need to strike twice." Why not take all of the maids? I wondered that too. Or all the wives. I don't know which one you're talking about. Good morning to you too. It has been a great day so far. Well, maybe not. I woke up this morning and Jack had pooped all over his bed. But other than that, it's been great. Glad you're here. Okay, so they're going to pin him all the way through the ground with a spear. And David said, again, David is not really necessarily one that wants to kill people for no reason. "No, don't kill him. For who can remain innocent after attacking the Lord's anointed one? Surely the Lord will strike Saul down someday, or he will die in battle or of old age. But the Lord forbids that I should kill the one he has anointed. I'll tell you what, we'll take his spear and his jug of water and then get out of here." So we can't kill him, but we'll take his water. David took the spear and the jug of water that were near Saul's head, and then he and Abishai got away without anyone seeing them or even waking up, because the Lord had put Saul's men into a deep sleep. David climbed the hill opposite the camp, and when he was at a safe distance, he shouted down to Abner and Saul, "Wake up, Abner!" "Who is it?" Abner demanded. "Well, Abner, you're a great man, aren't you?" David taunted. "Where in all Israel is there anyone as mighty? Why haven't you guarded your master the king when someone came to kill him? This isn't good at all. I swear by the Lord that you and your men deserve to die because you failed to protect your master, the Lord's anointed. Look around. Where are the king's spear and the jug of water that were beside his human scheme? Then may those involved be cursed by the Lord, for you have driven me from my home, and I can no longer live among the Lord's people and worship as I should. Must I die on foreign soil, far from the presence of the Lord? Why has the king of Israel come out to search for a single flea? Why does he hunt me down like a partridge on the mountain?" Then Saul confessed, "I have sinned. Come back home, my son, and I will no longer try to harm you, for you valued my life today. I have been a fool and very, very wrong." Heard that before. Heard that one before. They say if people show you their true colors, believe them. I don't think I'd be going home with that guy. "Here's your spear, O king," David replied. "Let one of your young men come over and get it, and the Lord gives his own reward for doing good and being loyal. And I refuse to kill you even when the Lord placed you in my power, for you are the Lord's anointed one." Now may the Lord value my life, even as I have valued yours today. May he rescue me from all my troubles." And Saul said to David, "Blessings on you. Blessings on you, my son David. You will do heroic deeds and be a great conqueror." And then David went away, and Saul returned home. Okay. Chapter 27. But David kept thinking to himself, "Someday Saul's going to get me." Yeah, I'd be thinking the same thing. "The best thing for me to do is escape to the Philistines. Then Saul will stop hunting for me, and I will finally be safe." So David took his 600 men and their families and went to live at Gath under the protection of King Achish. David brought his 2 wives with him, Ahinoam of Jezreel and Abigail of Carmel, Nabal's widow. Word soon reached Saul that David had fled to Gath, so he stopped hunting him. One day David said to Achish, "If all is right with you, I would rather die." No, I'm sorry. "If all is right with you, we'd rather live in one of the country towns instead of here in the royal city." So Achish gave him the town of Ziklag, which still belongs to the city of Judah to this day, and they lived there among the Philistines for a year and 4 months. About the time we were all suffering from COVID quarantine. David and his men spent their time raiding the Geshurites, the Gizurites, and the Amalekites, people who lived near Shur, along the road to Egypt since ancient times. David didn't leave one person in the villages he attacked. He took the sheep, cattle, donkeys, camels, and clothing before returning home to see King Achish. "Where did you make your raid today?" Achish would ask, and David would reply, "Against the south of Judah, the Jerahmeelites and the Kenites." No one was left alive to come to Gath and tell where he had really been. This happened again and again while living among the Philistines. Achish believed David and thought to himself, "By now the people of Israel must hate him bitterly. Now he'll have to stay here and serve me forever." Interesting. All right, so now we're going to read one more thing in Psalms. We're going to go back and read a couple more of those random verses, and then we're going to be done for the day. But that means that we're getting ahead of ourselves, which is really great, because I'm not going to be here later this week, and we'll still be on target. Okay, so we need Psalm 17, if you feel like jumping around with me. I need one of those bookmarks that you just put in both sides so I can hop there. I don't have it in my son's Bible. Okay. Psalm 17. "O Lord, hear my plea for justice. Listen to my cry for help. Pay attention to my prayer, for it comes from an honest heart. Declare me innocent, for you know those who do right. You've tested my thoughts and examined my heart in the night. You've scrutinized me and found nothing amiss, for I am determined not to sin in what I say. I followed your commands, which have kept me from going along with cruel and evil people. My steps have stayed on your path, and I have not wavered from following you. I'm praying to you because I know that you will answer, O God. Bend down and listen as I pray. Show me your unfailing love in wonderful ways. You save with your strength those who seek refuge from their enemies. Guard me as the apple of your eye, and hide me in the shadow of your wings. Protect me from wicked people who attack me, from murderous enemies who surround me. They are without pity. Listen to their boasting. They track me down, surround me, and throw me to the ground. They're like hungry lions, eager to tear me apart, like young lions in hiding, waiting for their chance. Arise, O Lord, and stand against them and bring them to their knees. Rescue me from the wickedness with your sword. O Lord, save me by your mighty hand from those whose only concern is earthly gain. May they have their punishment in full. May their children inherit more of the same, and may the judgment continue to be on their children's children. Because I have done what's right, I will see you. When I awake, I'll be fully satisfied, or I will see you face to face. All right, 35. O Lord, oppose those who oppose me. Declare war on those who are attacking me. Put on your armor and take up your shield. Prepare for battle and come to my aid. Lift up your spear and javelin and block the ways of my enemies. Let me hear you say, I am your salvation. Humiliate and disgrace those trying to kill me. Turn them back in confusion. Blow them away like chaff in the wind, a wind sent by the angel of the Lord. Make their path dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Although I did them no wrong, they laid a trap for me. Although I did them no wrong, they dug a pit for me. So let sudden ruin overtake them. Let them be caught in the snare that they set for me, and let them fall to destruction in the pit that they dug for me. Then I will rejoice in the Lord, and I'll be glad because he rescues me. I will rejoice and be glad in it. I will praise him from the bottom of my heart. Lord, who can compare with you? Who else rescues the weak and helps us from the strong? Who else protects the poor and needy from those who want to rob them? Malicious witnesses testify against me. They accuse me of things I don't even know about. They repay me with evil for the good that I do, and I am sick with despair. Yet when they were ill, I grieved for them. I even fasted and prayed for them, but my prayers returned unanswered. I was sad as though they were my friends or my family, as if I was grieving for my own mother. But they are glad now that I'm in trouble, and they gleefully join together against me. I'm attacked by people I don't even know, and they hurl slander at me continually. They mock me with the worst kind of profanity, and they snarl at me. Isn't that kind of like life right now? Like the internet and how things work? Like, that's crazy. This was written how long ago? And it literally says, I am attacked by people I don't even know who hurl slander at me continually and mock me with the worst kind of profanity. That's crazy, because it really does happen all the time. How long, O Lord, will you look on and do nothing? Rescue me from their fierce attacks and protect my life from these lions. Then I will thank you in front of the entire congregation, and I will praise you before the people. Don't let my treacherous enemies rejoice over my defeat, and don't let those who hate me gloat over my sorrow. They don't talk of peace. They plot against innocent people who are minding their own business. They shout that they've seen me do wrong. Aha, they say, aha, with our own eyes we saw him do it. O Lord, you know all about this. Do not stay silent, and do not abandon me now, O Lord. Wake up and rise to my defense. Take up my case, my God and my Lord. Declare me not guilty, O Lord, my God, for you give justice. Don't let my enemies laugh about me and my troubles. Don't let them say, look, we have what we wanted. Now we will eat him alive. May those who rejoice at my troubles be humiliated and disgraced. May those who triumph over me be covered with shame and dishonor. But give great joy to those who have stood with me in my defense. I have the hiccups. Let them continually say, great is the Lord who enjoys helping his servant. Then I will tell everyone of your justice and goodness, and I will praise you all day long. Okay, 54. This is a short one. That was a very long one. Come with great power, O God, and rescue me. Defend me with your might. O God, listen to my prayer and pay attention to my plea. For strangers are attacking me. Violent men are trying to kill me. They care nothing for God. But God is my helper. The Lord is the one who keeps me alive. May my enemies' plans for evil be turned against them. Do as you promised and put an end to them. I will sacrifice a voluntary offering to you, and I will praise your name, O Lord, for it is good. For you will rescue me from my troubles and help me to triumph over my enemies. All right, 63, the last one that we're going to read for today. Okay. O God, you are my God, and I earnestly search for you. My soul thirsts for you. My whole body longs for you in this parched and weary land where there is no water. I have seen you in your sanctuary and gazed upon your power and glory. Your unfailing love is better than life itself, and I praise you. I will honor you as long as I live, lifting up my hands to you in prayer. You satisfy me more than the richest of foods, and I will praise you with songs of joy. I lie awake thinking of you, meditating on you throughout the night. I think of how much you have helped me, and I sing for joy in the shadows of your protecting wings. I follow close behind you, and your strong right hand holds me securely. But those plotting to destroy me will come to ruin. They will go down into the depths of the earth and die by the sword and become the food of jackals. But the king will rejoice in God, and all who trust in him will praise him, while liars will be silenced. Oops. No, that was right. Yeah, 63. Okay, I thought I totally read the wrong thing. Okay, I was very confused. All right. We are reading through the Bible in chronological order. I've never read through the whole thing, and I'm interested to see what's in there that I don't know about, and there's some crazy stuff in here. So if you want to stick around, that's why we're reading it. We'd love to have you. I can't promise that I'm on at a consistent time every day, but if you see me and you want to hang out and listen to me read, you're welcome. All right, guys, it is Monday, but the kids have no school today, so I am off to go do mom duties, and I should be back on tomorrow because, like I said, I'm going away this week, so we really need to get caught up because I do not want to have to read for an hour like I did yesterday. So I hope that you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here. It's always easier to read when you are, and I hope that you have something very fun planned, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.